I'm 34, and my former fiancée, Lisa, who's 29, recently asked for a pause in our relationship because of another man. I relocated to a new city to move on, but now she's persistently trying to contact me. Her parents expressed regret for her actions, yet I'm steadfast in my decision to avoid her. I'm questioning whether I'm wrong for refusing to engage with her. Our story began in mid-2022 when I met Lisa at my workplace. We instantly connected, and I quickly developed deep feelings for her. We started dating soon after, but our relationship hit a rough patch early on over a minor argument. Lisa ended things abruptly, creating a scene in front of our colleagues. Heartbroken, I initially stayed at my job, but seeing her daily became unbearable. I resigned and sought employment elsewhere. Living nearby, we occasionally crossed paths over the next few months. We started talking again, but the pain from her public outburst lingered, making me hesitant to rekindle our romance. A few months later, Lisa admitted she regretted her impulsive decision and the embarrassment she caused. Her remorse seemed genuine, and after careful thought, I proposed giving our relationship another try. She agreed, and by early 2023, we were back together. A year later, our bond felt strong. We discussed marriage and a shared future, prompting me to plan a surprise proposal. To afford a home for us, I took on extra work hours, keeping my intentions secret to maintain the surprise. Suddenly, Lisa requested a break, offering no clear reason. I noticed she'd been mentioning a new coworker frequently, then abruptly stopped, which raised my suspicions. Confused and hurt, I confided in my friend Emma, a pseudonym, who still worked at Lisa's company. Emma didn't know much but promised to inquire. Days later, she informed me that Lisa felt neglected due to my increased work hours and reduced social time. Some of Lisa's colleagues had suggested she take a break, claiming I wasn't committed enough, and they were pushing her toward the new coworker. I shared my secret plans with Emma, explaining that my extra hours were for the proposal and home purchase. After 2 weeks, Lisa reached out to meet. I agreed, but demanded an explanation for the break. She cited my apparent distance, saying it made her doubt my dedication. I told her that open communication could have clarified my intentions, but it was too late. When she brought up the new coworker, I mentioned his name first, surprising her. I explained that her sudden silence about him was obvious. She insisted she never betrayed me, but I countered that seeking someone else at the first sign of trouble felt like a betrayal. I ended the conversation, declaring our relationship over. The breakup left me devastated. Unable to stay in the same town, I requested a transfer from my employer and used my savings to relocate. Emma later apologized, admitting she'd told Lisa about my proposal plans, which left Lisa remorseful. This didn't change my decision. In December 2024, I returned to my hometown for the holidays. Friends organized a reunion party, and Lisa attended. We exchanged brief pleasantries, but her smile stirred old feelings, reminding me of our first meeting. Despite lingering emotions, the pain of our breakup kept me distant. I later learned her brief fling with the coworker had ended quickly. Before leaving town, a friend asked if I'd drive Lisa to my new city, where she was moving for a job with her relative's business. I declined, unwilling to endure the awkwardness. Back in my city, Lisa approached me during a run in a park trying to talk, but I shut her down, explaining that seeing or discussing her was too painful. She insisted we needed to talk to resolve things, but I walked away. She tried contacting me twice more, and I refused each time. Some friends think I'm too harsh and should seek closure. Others believe I shouldn't punish her indefinitely, but that's not my intent. I hold no grudge, but the wound remains raw. I acknowledge my fault in not communicating about my extra work, but the hurt persists, making conversation impossible. Update. February 2nd, 2025. After reflecting on your feedback, I've decided to maintain my stance on not speaking to Lisa. I forgot to mention that I blocked her on all platforms after our second breakup. Recently, her persistent efforts have alienated some mutual friends, including those who initially urged me to talk. Emma posted vaguely about obsessive behavior online, likely referring to Lisa. Some suspect Lisa's move to my city and park encounter indicates stalking, though her uncle's business here offers a plausible explanation. I'm not investigating further. Things have quieted down. Friends have dropped the topic, and Lisa hasn't reached out again. Until yesterday. A mutual friend called, relaying Lisa's message. She understands my reluctance, but still hopes for a conversation, leaving the door open. I declined to respond and asked my friend to avoid mentioning Lisa. I'm skeptical she'll stop, but I'm focused on healing and reassessing my friendships. Therapy is on my radar if I don't improve soon. Thanks for your insights. Update 2. February 16th, 2025. Lisa hasn't been mentioned in weeks, which has been a relief. Then on February 11th, I received a message from her mother, requesting a call to apologize for Lisa's behavior. I've always respected Lisa's parents, who remained kind through our breakups. After some hesitation, I called. ready to end the conversation if they pushed for reconciliation. Lisa's parents apologized sincerely, explaining they only recently learned of her actions. They'd confronted her, and she promised to leave me alone and seek counseling. I felt relieved for both of us. I expressed gratitude for their call and wished Lisa well, hoping she finds peace. With their assurance, I believe this chapter is closed. Thank you all for your support. Story 2. My stepdaughter's manipulation and family tensions. I discovered that my stepdaughter, Chloe, was coerced by her biological father into investing her college savings in a fraudulent business venture. During a heated argument, Chloe snapped, "Why don't you just vanish?" Her mother, Rachel, added, "We'd probably be happier without you." Without a word, I packed my bags and left. This morning, my phone lit up with 13 missed calls. Entering our living room, something felt off. The silence was heavy, but that wasn't the only issue. Scanning the space, I realized our family photos had changed. I approached the large frame from our Grand Canyon trip last year. It was there, but I'd been erased. Every image of me was altered, leaving awkward voids in 3 years of memories. As I stood there, coffee cooling in my hand, I heard Chloe's bedroom door click shut upstairs. Her footsteps paused at the stairs, aware I was awake. After a moment, she descended, phone in hand, avoiding my gaze as she moved to the kitchen. "Morning," I said evenly. Silence followed, charged with purpose. 3 years ago, I entered Chloe's life. 3 years of building trust, sharing movie nights, and helping with algebra. At 16, she began pulling away. I chalked it up to teenage defiance, but it felt deeper. Last week, when I offered to help with her biology project, her response stung. "Stop acting like you care about my schoolwork. You're not my real dad." Rachel in the kitchen must have overheard, but stayed silent, her quiet feeling like a choice. Tensions escalated. Dirty dishes piled up with pointed glares. Doors slammed. Conversation stopped when I entered. Rachel grew distant, dismissing my concerns with, "She's just being a teen, Mark." Don't take it personally. Last night, everything erupted. Chloe was texting at dinner, breaking our usual rules. When I gently reminded her, she slammed her phone down. "Why are you always controlling me? Can't you just leave me alone?" I tried to respond calmly, but she stood, chair scraping. "What? Playing dad?" "I already have one. Just disappear." "No one wants you here." I looked to Rachel, hoping for support. Instead, she set her fork down and said quietly, "Maybe we'd all be better off if you did." Her words lingered like a fog. 3 years flashed by. Chloe's first giggle at my corny joke, her tearful call after a breakup, Rachel's smile when Chloe asked me to help pick her prom dress. I stood, meal unfinished. "Okay," I said simply. "Okay what?" Chloe challenged, a flicker of doubt in her eyes. "If that's how you feel, okay." I packed a duffel bag upstairs, hearing their whispers below. No one followed. My hands were steady, my mind oddly calm. Chloe was gone when I left, likely in her room. Rachel stood in the kitchen doorway, arms folded. "So you're just walking out? That's your answer?" "You said you'd be better off," I replied, grabbing my keys. "I'm honoring that." She faltered. Words caught in her throat, but said nothing as I left for my friend Nate's place. Nate welcomed me without questions, setting up his spare room. I silenced my phone and took a sleeping pill. This morning, sunlight filtered through unfamiliar curtains. My phone buzzed with notifications. 13 missed calls, 8 from Rachel, 3 from Chloe, 2 from my sister, Claire. 27 texts, 4 voicemails unopened. At Nate's guest room window, I watched morning traffic, thinking of the gaps in our photos. Maybe they were always there, hidden by my denial. My phone vibrated, Chloe's name on the screen. After everything, I wasn't ready to answer. Leaving is hard, but returning might be harder. Update 1. Thank you for the supportive comments on my post. To address common questions, yes, I've seen the messages, no, I haven't replied, and yes, I'm still at Nate's. This morning, Nate dropped a bombshell over breakfast. "Derek's back," he said, showing me a Facebook post of Chloe's biological father at a local diner, dated 2 weeks ago. Derek, who hasn't paid child support in years, who missed Chloe's last 4 birthdays. Suddenly, things clicked. Rachel's messages shifted from anger. "You just run instead of talking, Mark," to worry, "Please tell us you're okay," to urgency, "It's about Chloe, call me." Claire visited at noon, coffee in hand, ready to intervene. "You look awful," she said, sinking into Nate's couch. She'd seen Chloe at the mall with Derek, looking hopeful yet guarded, the way she gets when she's afraid to trust good news. "Did you know Derek's been texting her for months?" Claire asked. "Promising to fix things?" My stomach churned. Chloe's latest Instagram post showed her with Derek, captioned, Real family vibes. Nate recalled Derek's last visit when Chloe was 13, how he made grand promises, stayed briefly, then ghosted her, leaving her heartbroken for weeks. Another text from Rachel arrived. He's asking her to move in with him. She's considering it. Please, Mark. She needs you. I typed and deleted several replies. What could I say? Then Chloe's Instagram updated, college brochures on her bed, captioned, "Big changes ahead, choosing my true path." Derek used those words before abandoning her 3 years ago. My phone rang, an unknown number. "This is Miss Carter from Riverside High, Chloe's counselor. We need to discuss changes in her academic plans and behavior. Can you meet tomorrow?" I agreed, my mind racing. Chloe's straight A record and college ambitions were solid. Why the shift? Claire and Nate waited for my next move. "I'm done staying quiet," I said, opening Chloe's voicemail. Her voice was soft, hesitant. "I know you probably despise me, but I need to explain why I said those things about Derek. Please call." She sounded like the 13-year-old waiting for Derek's letters that never came. "I'm meeting Miss Carter tomorrow at 9 a.m. Then, it's time for real talks. Distance can clarify what's worth fighting for." Derek texted our family group chat, announcing a big reveal at dinner tomorrow. I know what's coming, and I won't let him hurt Chloe again. Update 2. The meeting with Ms. Carter revealed something shocking, and what followed was unexpected. I arrived at Riverside High early, noticing whispers from Chloe's peers about my absence. Ms. Carter got straight to the point. "Chloe filed to drop her honors classes yesterday and quit French club and student council. She's planning to transfer schools next semester." My heart sank. Chloe had worked hard for these opportunities, essential for her college goals. "There's more," Ms. Carter said. "She requested transcripts for 3 California schools, where Derek recently bought a house." She paused, watching me. I showed her Derek's big reveal text. "Let me guess," I said. "He's launching a business there." She nodded. Chloe mentioned a startup saying her dad needs family investors. That sickening feeling returned, reminiscent of when Derek convinced Rachel to fund his foolproof venture years ago, money we never recovered. I drove to our house where Rachel was pacing, phone in hand. She opened the door before I knocked. "He's after her college fund," she said. "He's promising her startup profits to cover any university." "Where's Chloe?" "With Derek again." Rachel's voice cracked. "I told her it's a scam, but she thinks I'm jealous, that he's finally being a father." We sat at the kitchen counter where our fight had erupted. "Why didn't you tell me he was back?" "I thought I could manage it," she admitted. "I was afraid she'd choose him if I pushed too hard." Chloe walked in, freezing when she saw me. She looked polished, new jacket likely from Derek, but her eyes were red. "Why are you here?" she asked, softer than usual. "Dropping honors classes? What about UCLA?" "Plans change," she mumbled. "Dad says—" "Derek says," I corrected gently. Her expression wavered. "He has contacts there. The startup's a sure thing." I opened my laptop, showing documents I'd compiled, Derek's unregistered business, poor credit, and 3 lawsuits from past sure things. Chloe's hands shook as she scrolled, pausing at a lawsuit from his former stepdaughter's family over misused college funds. Tears fell. "He said he'd changed," she whispered. "That we'd be a real family." Her phone buzzed. Another text from Derek. She stared, then powered it off. "I knew," she said softly. "I just wanted to believe." She rushed upstairs, needing space. Rachel and I talked for hours, addressing fears, mistakes, and our family's future. At midnight, Chloe texted, "I messed up bad. Can we talk? Like when we got ice cream after dance class and I'd vent about school. I don't deserve it, but..." "I'm at our ice cream shop now, parked outside. It's closed, but the owner knows us and stayed open late." Chloe's in Rachel's car, hesitating. I'm doing the same. Tough talks often start small, maybe with Rocky Road at midnight. Final update. That ice cream shop night changed everything. Chloe opened up about Derek's manipulation, her guilt, and fears. A passing comment caught my attention. Derek had asked her to get her friend's parents to invest in his startup. I recalled the lawsuits, a pattern of exploiting families through their kids. My anger found focus. "What he's doing isn't just wrong," I told Chloe. "It's illegal." I explained securities fraud and illicit investment schemes. She showed me group chats where Derek solicited funds from minors. After sending Chloe home, I made calls. Claire knows an SEC contact. Nate has a friend in the DA's office. By morning, I had a strategy. Derek didn't suspect a thing, focused on his big reveal dinner to secure Chloe's college fund and target her friend's parents. At the upscale restaurant, he boasted about tech connections and guaranteed returns. I waited until appetizers arrived, then stood. "We have guests," I said. Two federal agents and a state investigator walked in. Derek's confidence crumbled. Investigators uncovered 7 fraudulent schemes across 3 states, each tied to Derek's visits with Chloe. The car dealership and food truck scams were part of larger cons. This time, Derek's texts and emails provided a paper trail. Justice is moving forward, and Chloe's fund is safe. Thank you for your guidance. It gave me clarity to protect my family.